Now we also install Genymotion, and if you want to Genymotion website, sign up for the account, then you can just click add, and this also has a list of devices you have. You can just click anyone. Just a Google Nexus site, click next, it will download the image, and it's done. Your virtual device is ready. Again, this runs on VirtualBox. So if you don't have VirtualBox, you can download the combined package which comes with VirtualBox and Genymotion, or you can download it. If you already have VirtualBox, you can just install this Genymotion, just like the Eclipse. You can either download the whole Eclipse and Android bundle package, or you can just download the Eclipse and install this Android development tool. Now let's go and jump to our Eclipse, and let's start our first app. Let's call that. Let's go to File, New. What we'll do is Android application. Let's give it a name. Take Talk. Project name. Let's give it a package name, and then we'll use this. Now here is the input. This is the important stuff. So minimum required SDK, Android 8. So our app will run only on the Android device that has at least Android 2.2. If you want, you can do it like this as well. So this is the most important part because if you develop for Android 2.0 or Android 2.2, you need to make sure that all the features that you use also works on that Android, on that version of Android. And you can see online for Android this distribution chart. So this gets updated every month. You can see which version of Android is used by how many people, and you can target your app accordingly. For example, let's say Jelly Bean ice cream sandwich. For example, we don't need to target Froyo only 1.1%. So maybe if you want to reach all the population, you have to maybe target gingerbread and ice cream sandwich onward. So you can see here, and it's up to you. You can decide on the features, decide on the manpower you have. So it's completely your manual decision. Okay, after this, target, okay, we can leave this as it is. And target SDK and compiler, these two means which version we are compiling our Android with. This is the latest one. So let's choose this. And we also have theme. So theme is basically, if I go back to this app, this is like this dark accent. This is called the accent bar. This is little dark, right, with the white text. You can configure this later, but usually we use this as from the theme, and you can choose whatever theme you want. For now, let's go with the default and click next. So we have two more options here: create custom launcher icon, create activity. So this custom launcher icon is, if you go back to our app, so this. As you can see, I'm very lazy, and this is the default one.
I haven't seen it.
What?
Where is it?
Yeah, here. This is the icon. This icon you'll see in this launcher as well. Here, right? So you guys can design it in Photoshop and just plug it into your app, or you can do whatever. Or if you are lazy or just want to start with something before you are done with your application, you can just check this option, create activity. We will create activity, right? Everyone remembers the activity, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Create project in workspace. This is all Java stuff. We know it, right? So not Martin library. I'm very bad at designing, so this is TikTok, and we can let's say make it circle and center. But while designing this icon, not necessary for now, but you need to go to this developer.android.com and look at they have the specification how to design your icon. They have certain guidelines you have to meet. You can do that. you can, this is only for while you are starting with your app, so that you have something to work on. You can later, I'll show you where to put the icon. Again, you have to, but while you are doing manually, because Android supports so many screens, so many devices, you need to make sure that you design the icon for each and every device. If you get time, I'll just go through it as well, but let's see. But the most important thing is, while designing the icon, you have to make sure that you follow the guidelines. Now after that, let's go. Now, create activity, we'll start with a blank activity. Let's put the activity name. I'll like to start with main. Layout is also main. Okay, now there's a fragment. What fragment is? This another important concept. The problem with Android is it supports so many devices, right? For example, he is using tablet and he is using phone. And yeah, heater, as per Professor Balio. So what happens is, for example, have you guys noticed, first of all, how many of you are Android users? Yeah, many. Few are still evolving, okay. Sometimes when you have Android, for example, let's say Facebook, you have one, when you are looking at Facebook in your phone, you just see list view. But when you see the Facebook in the tablet, you will see list view here and the detail the other side. I don't use Facebook that much. Maybe email would be a better example. I might be completely wrong. So I know email, how email works. So in email, if you look at the phone, you will just see this stuff like this, right? Your email, and you click, your new activity will open, and you will see your email messages here in the other activity. But in tablet, it's like this. You will see email here, and you click this email, and it will load in this other right pane, right? Earlier, what you had to do was, for mobile, you have to design code one, because this is activity you click, you show new activity, right? So now what Android did was, to tackle this problem, they came with a concept called fragmentation. So what does fragmentation do is, instead of creating this as one activity and the other one, the one that shows the email as this second activity, we create fragments. So with fragments, what happens is, now I have a fragment that shows the list of emails, I have a fragment that shows the email. Okay? Now when you open it in the mobile, you show the list of emails as one fragment. When you click it, you show the email message as another fragment. In your tablet, you show list of emails here as a fragment, you click here, you load the other fragment, right? So now let's say you have a TV. You can again hook up another fragment, let's say weather fragment, and put it in the end. So that means like you are developing your Android application just like a small fragments, and instead of creating the whole activity as one big activity, and again another activity for another screen, another activity for another screen, you just develop small module, and depending on the screen size and screen layout, you just plug that module back wherever you want. So this is what fragmentation is.
Excuse me. I think it's visually the same. Like if you load activities or frameworks,
yes,
fragments.
Yeah.
Visually it's the same, right?
Yes. It's everything exactly same. It's just that if you are
passing time, maybe is fast. What's the difference?
Reusability, probably.
Sorry, what did you say?
Probably reusability, right?
Yes,
probably.
reusability is it would be the best word to describe. So maybe I can write no. Okay. Let's say you have an email, right? And I will try to stick with the email. So what happens is, while you are developing for mobile, you will develop one way. We click, we click the subject just like this. This is where I am trying to seamlessly promote my own app. This is one activity. I click this, there's another activity, right? Here I hard-coded it to, when I click, open the other activity. But now if I have to develop for, let's say, tablet, and what I want is, let's say my tablet is, come on, rotate please, never mind. So let's say our tablet is like this big, and I want to list the alphabet here and the game part here. Then I have to again code my program, right? Because now my layout changes. I have to restart with my layout and my code. And let's say I'm developing for TV. Then again I have to change my layout. So developer faced that problem, and Android came with this concept called fragmentation. Now you no longer develop it as an activity, but as a fragment. Every little piece as fragment. So if you're developing for mobile, just stick that fragment. So if you're developing for tablet, stick this fragment and this fragment. So you don't need to recode every activity.
So it's just like including JSPs, like different pages, JSP.
Just like include in JSP.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I think there is something needed more than just integrating or adding a new fragment. Like what you said, on the tablet you have an email application open. You can see on the left the list of the emails. When you click on it, the left fragment directly interacts with the right fragment.
Yes.
Okay, but if I use the left fragment only on the mobile, it will not interact with something. Okay, so what defines the relationship or the interaction mechanism between those two fragments when they are exist together, or when just one fragment exists by itself?
Even with when you only have the activity, actually they are interacting with each other, because it's like when you click the subject, you pass the ID of that email to the other activity, and it shows that email from that ID to that activity. So we are still communicating with different activities. The fragment is only for this development problem that we faced. We had to develop same activity for different screen sizes, and we have to redo it again and again. But with fragment, you are right, there's communication that you can directly see. Even with activity, there is communication, but it just happens from click here, message gets passed, and another activity comes. So there is still communication.
Okay, so you say that all the time they are all there, even if we cannot see them. But
No,
like,
not there, but when we tell them to start activity, we communicate it via called intent, which we'll see in the code. So we communicate it via intent, and that's is always there whenever we click, we start new activity. So even the fragment, you can just make it there or hide it or not load it, and only load it when you click something. So fragment, you can just say it's activity.
If we are talking about just one device, which one activities and the fragments?
No. The way you load it or handle is a little bit different. But you should never do that, because with Android, it has so much scope, so it gets taken by every device and every this and that. So you should always develop with the concept that it's going to be in so many devices. That will just make your life easier. And that's what Google is trying with all these extra options and extra fragments, and you will see features in Android Android Studio. Okay, let's get back to this, and for now for this example we'll start with activity. It's plain and simple. The name of the layout to create for activity content fragment. Oh, class. So we have created a new activity, and it is called TikTok. So this is our main .java class file. This is our main .xml file. XML is for layout. Now you might see these errors when starting off. For example, there's already an error. For now, I'll just everyone can see the code. Big enough.
Do you think it's possible to use Magnify or something?
I'll just try to increase the font size. Or do that font size.
if you increase the resolution also, decrease
Yeah,
decrease
probably
the resolution also.
decreasing the
But
resolution.
Okay.
I'll just try to increase this because it makes all the US bigger and.
The layout window will open, you will realize, because we will need a space.
What is it called? Okay, let's not do this. I'll try to. Let's do Zoom Eclipse. So there isn't anything. in Eclipse you can install any other software just like the way we installed. So this is actually how you will install the Android development tool as well. Okay, so while this is starting, if you guys have any question, no question. Someone feeling sleepy? Everyone is awake. Let's see. Oh, okay, this works. Fair enough.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Now?
A little bit more, maybe.
Okay, so first I'll try to get rid of this fragment code. Let's start with the plain activity. Where is this? I don't know. Okay, let me put some work. I think what we should do is first just run this. This is a default activity app created by Android. Let's just run it. In order to run it, just like a Java application, click run. We run it as Android application. We have a virtual box here. So it asks us on which device to run. For example, while developing, we'll have multiple devices connected to our computer, multiple devices running, virtual device running on our PC. So we can just say use this device. You can actually run it at the same time in multiple devices. Okay, I'm saying run this on this virtual box. Finally rotate it and run this. So by default, this is how our application looks. Right, so there's an option code setting, there's a hello world, this is the icon we created, this is the string we passed, this is just the default application. Right. Now there's one important Android lifecycle concept, which I think we must go through. Android lifecycle. Let's see if it is. And if you want to start Android application development, this developer.android.com resource is very nice. You can just go to there and follow step-by-step tutorial, and you'll be up and running with application like this, or the application that we will try to make today in like maybe a couple of hours. It's very plain and simple. So this is how an activity life cycle.
Can you zoom it?
Really? Fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay. So one difficult part I always face while developing Android application is because it's a phone, right? It's not a computer where you think that there is one application running and user might just minimize it and this and that. This is a phone. This has limited battery, limited resources, and there's so many things happening right now. For example, you are playing a game, a phone can come, the battery can go down, and you have to really know this, otherwise you won't be able to manage the application correctly. So how does an Android application start? Whenever, for every activity, not application, for activity, there's a method called onCreate. This is get called, we can see here, onCreate, right? And then it starts another method, onStart, onResume. And we get it to this state where our application is working. Oh, you cannot see my screen, sorry. And then there's on pause, on stop, and on destroy. So the simplest thing is on create and on destroy. On create, as you know, as I just told you, is when an application gets created. On destroy is the final call before not application, activity. Activity gets destroyed. This is on destroy here. Let me see if I can do this Windows maybe. yourself.
Oh, this is
This.
better.
Choose pointer like dinosaurs. Take a look.
Yeah, this is.
Okay. Go. So this is on restaurant. This is, but there is no guarantee that this method will get called. This is usually when your activity is dying, just like in Java. And there's this, I will say an explanation. Okay, let's see. In this sentence, on resume is the state when the activity is in the foreground and user can interact with it. So this is the, when we saw the application, it was in on resume state. This is state. This is state, right? And let's see, pause. That is partial of another activity. The other activity that's in the foreground. Same man doesn't follow and doesn't receive user can okay, so because it's been, I have not done this Android development for a long time, so I also need to read it. Okay, anyways, so this is pause. What happens is you have an Android application, you get a text message, right? So now this on pause gets called. Okay. Now it's your responsibility that if your application is playing music, you have to pause that music there. Okay. So now that text message uses this message, now this on resume gets called. Okay. Now you can play back, continue playing back your music.
So there is a process of threading, right?
Of course. It's Java. You can do it. And stopped. And it's completely hidden and not visible to user. So this is the stop. Okay, so right now today we'll start with only on create. We'll write code only on create. But as you go on, you'll realize that you need to write code on pause, on resume, and there is stuff like that. Stuff like on, if you see here on create, it is passing here bundle, saved instance. Bundle is the Java bundle, saved instance is what happens is, let's say you have Android application, you pause it, right? Or let's say you have Android application, you stop it, it goes back, user wants to resume it, right? What happens is you can save the state of the application, and while, so that's what gets passed to here, and load it back on, again, on start or whatever you want. You want to load it back from the saved instance, for example, whatever the user had entered or what the process you are in the application and stuff like that. For while starting, you might not need it. You start a simple application, but while we are developing, there will be time when you face stuff like this. So today let's try to keep it simple and let's go through the code. Now this is our main activity. This extends action bar activity. So I'll just try to extend this for now. Let me import this. Okay. So action bar activity. Let's say for now there is no major difference, but it's just that. Let's say for now this it's just a simple thing. So we are just creating a simple activity. So we extend activity, and as we call, every activity has that lifecycle method. So if the onCreate gets called, we call the super method, and we call set content view to r.layout.main. What this is oh, before that I need to show you one thing. I'm so sorry, because we need to look at the structure here. This is our TikTok folder. We have this Android manifest file. This also Zoom. This, can you see? Okay, let me then just the resolution. Oh, what is half SD? This is half SD. Can you see now? No?
Use Makify.
Always scan this section.
Then let me change back to the resolution. how it takes our project. We have error. Never mind. We'll fix it. This is the source. This is the generate stuff. We really don't need to bother with this. Android 4.2, 4.2. This is the Android library. There is this assets folder where we will keep our assets. Maybe not important for today. So I'll just jump directly to what we need. And that is Android manifest. I'll talk in the end. This is a very important file. If I don't, just remind me. We can obfuscate. I'm sorry. What is it called? Obfuscate. Whatever. Just do you know, guys? Do you guys know, like, when you create a Java application, you can get decompiled, right?
No.
So what do we do to prevent that? There's software called like ProGuard.
Obfuscator. Obfuscator. Obfuscator.
Yeah, whatever. Right, so this means that our, even it's decompiled, the code won't look exactly like our code, it's just obfuscated.
Obfuscated. Anyway.
Now let's go back to our code. This is where we do it.
But if it's got decompiled, it can be compiled again.
Yes.
Okay, so it will be compiled but not in the state that it was written in, but it can be compiled again. Right?
It depends on how you obfuscate it. Here we can see that we can define C like if class blah blah blah. So this we can define how it gets obfuscated. Sometimes you just get the code that you cannot compile because you cannot understand it at all. Sometimes you have to skip stuff like this. Still, people compile it. So there's again a hot debate like, should you obfuscate your code or not? There's hot debate like, because there's an extra step. Why do it? People who really wants it can do it. So there's stuff like that. So let's not go to that part of way or whatever we call it. Let's go to the here the resource folder. Okay, inside this resource folder is like Prakash asked earlier. We can create our icon and put it in here. You can see drawable SDPI, LDPI, MDPI, XDPI, XSSDPI. So these are the screen resolution that Android supports. Again, go back to the developer website. It details what exactly it is, how much screen size, what is the DPI. So, for example, if you are developing an app, suppose like Samsung Galaxy Nexus 10, not Nexus Galaxy, Nexus 10, then it's a very high resolution. So you need to make sure that you develop the icon for that as well. So this is where I will keep our drawable resources. This is layout. I'll talk in detail after this. So we have values. Values can be strings, styles, dimensions. So strings, it's basically, we don't put strings in our code. Why? Can anyone tell me?
Because
Maybe who's interested?
yeah, because it will be very difficult to change it in different parts of code later if you want
Yeah,
to
that
change.
is true. And another reason is so that we can localize it. For
Yeah,
example,
oh,
it's
okay.
string, we can just keep string dash any, string dash for all the different localizations. We just can keep that one file here.
Mhm.
You can actually create this string file and send it out to their third-party service. And right now, Google also supports as of from last iOS they have this service where you can just upload your app to Play Store and just say that I want this to be translated to this language and pay a small fee, and there are third-party people that will translate it and give it back to you. So you can do that as well. And there's now let's go back to menu is I won't say that it's talk, but menu is this little guy. This is exactly not a menu because menu was before Android 4.0, or let's say in Pro you like, for example, if you see your phone or use your old phone, menu button, right? Or even Galaxy phone, so it is this concept called menu, which Android moved to action bar, which we again changed it to activity, if you remember earlier. So this is the menu. Let's not go to this because otherwise we'll be covering too much stuff. Let's go directly to what we need today, and this is layout. As you can see in layout, there's a main.xml file, right? So you remember while we creating activity, I gave three names: main, the job main as a class file, and then another main. This main is for the layout. Okay, open please. So this is the, can I get rid of this zoom now? Okay. You can see this, right? So we can design our layout from code as always. You can say like write new text view, new blah 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 blah. Again, it's not a good practice to use XML here. And Android also supposes a graphical layout. Yes. See?
This was introduced in last
No.
Google I/O, right?
No. This was from
Something
very
like this
beginning.
was
What was
introduced.
introduced in last Google I/O was this stuff.
Yeah, that is what I'm telling.
So earlier we only had this one window
Yeah.
here. Come on. Control. Here one window. So this one window, then you have to see how it looks in every other device. So now you can see, you can make change in one, and you can see in all how it looks in all other devices like this. Like for example, all the device, how that change will look, right? And if you go, there is a hello world. This is why our app here. Where is it? This is one-to-one. Here. Looks hello world here, right? We have a text view. Let's go to code. I prefer code. Here's a text view, right? And this text view has string hello world. Where's the string? Let's go to here. Again, string, all this XML also has GUI and the code. You can go directly to code, and the string hello world is hello world. We can say hello Nepal and compile it or run it or whatever. Oh, we cannot because there's an error. Or is there? Yes, please. You can see here it's launching. It has launched. Let's see, it's hello Nepal. Okay, now let's try to do something. What we should do is, we'll add one text field here where user can type, and we'll add button here. Okay. So for that, let's go to our layout file. Here you can see we are using relative layout. Again, Android has different layouts. Relative layout is an example. Relative layout is, as the name suggests, relative to each other object. In this layout, what we can say is, here is a text view. I want a button, but to write a text view, stuff like that. This